guys, I start all my eyeshadow looks with my Tarte Shape Tape. It's actually just my obsession at the moment, but any concealer or eyeshadow primer will do. And I just place this and then blend it out. So once I have my eyeshadow primer on, I am going to go in with some tape. So tape is such an easy technique and trick that will help you get a very crisp eyeshadow look without having to think too much about where to end your blending. So what I do is I take a small piece of tape like this, and I'm going to place it where my eyelashes end and then up towards my eyebrows. So now I want to start carving out my eye shape and giving myself some nice round big eyes. And what I want to do is grab a very light brown. Now if you don't have a brown that's kind of like a nude transition color, you can use your bronzer. You can use, I have here my Anastasia contour kit. You could use like that middle color here. You just want a light color that's gonna help you kind of carve out and define your eyes. And I'm taking it on my BH number 7 brush. It's nice and small. And I'm gonna start slightly higher than where my crease folds. So I want my eyes to appear a little bit bigger than what they are. I'm going high like a U instead of just across. So now that I have both carved out, I'm going to just take a slightly bigger brush, a clean brush. This is the BH number 6, to kind of just go over that line and help buff out that color so it's not as sharp. So now I want to start working with my cat eye that I'm going to be doing on both eyes. And I want to start with a dark brown, and then we're going to work our way into darker colors. And I want to show you guys that if you don't have the palette that I'm using, which is the Friendcation, you could use any palette. The great thing about this look is that browns and blacks from any palette will work. For example, if you have this Morphe 3502, you could use any of these browns to start off. If you have the Desi, I guess a brown like this would work. A palette like the Jaclyn Hill palette with Morphe. It's very versatile. You don't have to have a specific palette, which is the great thing about this look. So I'm gonna be using my Sigma brush. It's just a nice flat shader brush. And from the Desi palette, I'm gonna be using the color Churro that I just showed you guys, this nice little brown here. Now, you wanna use a big brush because this cat eye is gonna fade. So as the closer it gets to the tape is going to be dark, and the closer it gets to the center of the eye is going to be more like a brown that kind of transitions into, and not transitions, but kind of fades into the rest of the eye. So with a big flat shader brush, I'm just gonna press this and start creating that cat eye. Now, the thickness of your cat eye totally depends on you and the shape of your eye. I have very almond, I don't know, small almond eyes. So a bigger cat eye would not really flatter my eyes. They would make them look smaller. So that's why I'm sticking to a pretty skinny cat eye. And I'm just taking whatever's left on the brush and just fading it into the eyelashes and inner eye. So I picked up a different brush because it's clean. Although it looks dirty, it's actually just stained. But this is from MAC, and I'm going to be picking up a brown from the Morphe palette that I was just showing. I'm going to be picking up this color. I'm just going to be placing this a little thinner than where I placed the brown. So I don't want to cover the entire brown base that we have. And I'm just patting this color. And then very, very close to my lash line. So then lastly, for this wing liner, I'm just gonna be picking up this Morphe M165 brush. It's just a nice angled brush. I'm going to draw our fake cat eye wing. Not a cat eye wing, because cats don't have wings, but you know what I mean. So now this is going to stay very, very, very close to the lash, to the tape. Can't talk today. So then with that very first brush that we started off with and that transition color that we popped into here, I'm just gonna go back into that and start working it a little bit into my crease. Just a little lower right here. And I'm just doing it very gently so that I'm not dipping into these dark colors. So now I want to pick up a smaller brush. This one is a nice dense shader brush. This is the BH number 9. And what you want to do is pick up any skin color shadow that you may have. So for instance, I'm going to be using this color right here from the Desi palette, and I'm just packing it on. Now what we want to do is start cleaning up the eye look. So I'm just going to be packing it on so that it meets that brown shade. So lastly, like with all your makeup, you want to go back and just touch up anything that could have gotten a little messed up or a little messy. Just kind of define that again. Now I'm slowly going to pull this tape and voila. All right, so now moving on to the face. I think this is like my favorite part about doing my makeup. So I already have moisturizer on, but I want to prime a little bit with this Milani Prime Light. So pretty. I love how it looks under my makeup. So I'm just gonna apply this everywhere. All right, so now that I have my face primed, I'm going to be using my Maybelline 24-hour foundation. And so the light one is in color 220 Natural Beige, and this one is Golden. I've been adding these Cover FX drops. This one is in Moonlight. This one's so little. I just ran out of the big one. But I love adding these to my matte foundations because it just gives it a little extra something. So just a nice little drop in there. And just mixing it with my finger. And then I just put it onto my skin. And then go in with my beauty blender. I love that foundation. It lasts so long, and I feel like it definitely is full coverage. So now I'm just going to be contouring with some Maybelline. This is the Fit Me collection. This is their concealer in the color Cafe, and I'm just going to be going along my side. This one is from Sigma. I'm just going to be buffering that all into the skin. All right, I gotta try to hurry up with my makeup because I need to freaking plug this thing through to the charger, and it's so far from here. But anyway, I'm gonna go in with my shape tape concealer and start concealing and highlighting. Take my handy dandy blue beauty blender and just start pouncing away. If you guys ever feel like you just have like these lazy funks, or like you just have days where you don't want to do anything, and then you have this one day where you just come home and you like power clean, you go through your entire house, you're cleaning, you're organizing, you're reorganizing things that didn't even have to be organized. I had one of those days. I had like a freaking weekend of it where I just felt like I could not get things done during the week with school and work. But then I came home Friday and I was just going in. Like, I just reorganized my entire apartment, cleaned, did laundry. And then later on, I'm gonna start editing, and then I'm going to make dinner. So, it's been a pretty productive weekend. And I'm just gonna bake with my airspun powder. It's a very messy one, but take my beauty blender, pop, and sometimes this creases up, so make sure you have no creases before you bake. So just and then you pop this bad boy in the oven for 10 minutes. So then I'm just quickly gonna contour with, this is the number 4 brush from BH. This is my Anastasia medium palette, and I like to start my contour with this medium middle shade. Start carving out these cheeks. Okay, so this is ready. So I'm just gonna dust that off using, this is a Sigma brush, F35, super soft. And just gently start dusting that all away. Now I want to go in with this one. It's a lot warmer, and I'm just going to be picking it up on a big fluffy brush. This one is the number 2 from the collection of the BH marble brushes that I have. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited for Valentine's Day. I don't know, I've just always liked the day. I love the movies. I love the chocolate. I don't know about you guys, but I love the cheap ones. I love the chocolate that they sell at Walgreens. Just the regular ones that come in the little cardboard box. They're so good. And this is the second year that I actually celebrate Valentine's in my entire life with a significant other. Before that, I was always single. But even then, I would still find a way to kind of celebrate it, either with my girls or just at home, and just have like people over. One Valentine's Day, I had like a Valentine's Day dinner, and it's just an excuse to bake and to eat good food. And I don't know, I just don't feel like it's a holiday where you have to have a significant other to celebrate it. So, you know. So to contour my nose, I'm going to be using this little fluffy brush in that grade shade from Anastasia. And I like to start at the bottom of my nose and then at the top. Alright, so using a blush brush and using one of my favorite blushes from MAC. This one is in the color Melba. I'm just going to gently apply some to my cheeks, just to give my face a little bit of color and youthfulness. So next I'm going to set my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter, and I like to do this right before my highlight. Just move my hair. This is my favorite bronzer highlight. It's almost all done. See if I can focus on it. But it's just a beautiful gold shade, and this one is from MAC. I'm just gonna switch brushes because I love how this one gives me a very nice intense look. This is the MAC 227 brush. I'm just gonna go in, pick some up, and just see that. Oh my God, what a difference. Wow. Bringing that color down, Cupid's bow, and then I take the tip of it. Alright, so now that I have my face completely done, I want to go back and finish up the eyes and start working on these under eyes before I apply my lashes. So I'm going to be working with this brown and picking it up on a pencil brush and just start dragging this on my eyes. Alright, so I went ahead and I smoked out my bottom lashes, and then I added some black liner. I used this small one that I had here. It's called Blackened Black by Estee Lauder. It's so good. It's so small though. It was like a sample, but I definitely really like it, so I'm gonna go purchase the full size someday when it runs out. And then I popped on some eyelashes. I don't want to mention the name because I'm not really crazy about them. They're just all I had at the moment. I had to throw out my Lily lashes because they unfortunately had ran their course, if you don't know. So I want to go in with my lip color, and before I do, I don't really have a red lip liner at the moment. I'm not really a big fan of red lips on the usual. I'm just a nude girl, so I don't have one because I don't use them. But for some reason today I want to wear a red lip. So just gonna line my lips. And this is one of my favorite lip liners. This is MAC in the color Strip Down. This one is by Fenty Beauty, the line that Rihanna has, and this is in the color Uncensored. So lastly, I'm just gonna give my face one last spritz. So next I'm gonna push you guys away and we're gonna zoom out so that we can do this hair. So I just got some bobby pins because I don't have a scrunchie near me and I don't feel like getting up. So what I'm gonna do is kind of just section half down the middle and then section that in half again. So that's not half. So I'm working with 1/4 of my hair at a time. The curling iron that I'm going to be using is this one by Bellamy. It heats up pretty well and pretty quickly. This headpiece does come off. This one is actually the curling one. Obviously, I've never done a hair tutorial on here before, but I'll try to do a good job on the next piece of hair. But I'm basically just wrapping my hair away from my face. And I don't like to spray my hair as I'm going. I kind of just leave it all for the end. So, okay, so I have a piece here. It's probably like a good 1-inch piece of hair. I have my curling iron with the bottom thing facing down. And I'm gonna be wrapping it around and away from my face. See, the hair's going away from my face. Away. Until it's all wrapped around. I used to curl my hair with this thing on 400 and I was burning my hair off. Like, it was literally breaking. So I'm trying it now at 380, which I think it's still hot enough to curl my hair, and especially the amount of hair that I have, but without overheating it and without breaking and damaging it. So, oh yeah, so good. Working with small sections of hair and holding it down and wrapping around and away. And I'm wrapping it pretty tightly around the barrel, 5 to 10 seconds, and let it go. I'm just gonna go ahead and curl the rest of my hair, except leaving the very top front for very last, and I'll come back and explain to you guys what I like to do with that. So I curled all of my hair and I left these pieces for last. These front pieces are the pieces that frame your face, and as you can see, if I was to pull these pieces back and kind of curl them with my hair, you can see that my cheeks will look a little fuller. But if I keep them kind of straight and just barely curled and tasseled, it kind of frames my face and gives me the illusion of a slimmer face, because you know, you girls put on a little bit of weight that we have not yet lost. If you wrap it tight, you get tighter curls, but if you wrap it kind of loose, you get a very loose curl. What would be my bangs, I'm gonna split them in half and do that again. All right, so I have all my hair to the front, and now I'm just going to hairspray it very lightly. wow, do you see how big it got? A flat paddle brush, but just gonna use this because it's the first thing I grabbed, and I'm just gently brushing all of that out. Okay, so once you have your hair brushed and kind of like in the place that you want it to, like for example, these short hairs, I actually want them in the front, then you can go ahead and spray it into place. I'm not gonna do so because tomorrow I want them to be as flat and as natural looking as possible. So just want them to be like this for today, just for a little while. And just close up on my makeup. Yeah, but this nice, oh, look at these frizz. Just leave it. You have this nice, sultry, soft, but yet very glam look. All right, so I'm about to go get dressed for my date, but as always, don't leave my channel without subscribing and hitting that thumbs up button, because I really appreciate you guys coming along this journey and helping this platform grow. So as always, until next time, I love you guys so much and thank you so much for watching.